You no longer have to go to them. You still keep looking after them, but they come to you. And then over a period of time, you get into a position of power. When you get into a position of power, it's where you and your brand, yourself, your business, your position, your title, whatever it is. If you go back to power, is the ability to hold that position and utilize it to create what you want to create. And folks, that's how you manage change. It always starts here. You see, you can leave here and be a senior manager and you're in a position of power, and you go home and think you have the same amount of power. I just know this, because I have a wife. I'll be in chaos very freaking fast. Does that make sense? I travel. I'm away for 10 days, for example. I'm away. My wife and my daughters have managed to get on their own life, run their own life, get to do what they have to do every day, go to work, do the whole thing. I didn't need to be there. Hopefully they miss me, and they tell me they do. And I arrive back and think, now I'm powerful, you must do what I tell you. They're like, who are you? You know we've been okay when you've been away. So I go back, and immediately when I go into the house, I go straight into this place. I put down my bags and say, sweetheart, how can I help? What can I do? I go into a what position? I serve. I start serving. She says, oh, thanks. Will you feed the dog? No problem. When I serve, I start emerging. She's like, okay, he's home. You get it? I keep serving. And then at some stage she'll say, okay, how can I serve you back? So she doesn't say those words, but that's what happens. And now our relationship goes back to where it was before I left. Normality. I'm back in the system. They ran the system without me. Is this making sense? That happens in business. People go away, they travel away. Your team has been able to look after themselves. They might not have done everything right. They might not have done everything perfectly, but they looked after themselves. You come back, start cucking all over them. They're like, who the friggin' heck are you? So you go back, you serve first, you ask them what happened, how did it go, any help you needed, what were the problems? Okay, I'll share a secret with you. They know who's boss. Okay, because it probably says so on your business card. Okay, but there's a difference between the title and the being. And that's the path to power. A decade ago, a guy called Lance Armstrong was probably the most powerful sportsman on the planet. Yes? There's probably not a person in the world who was in sport that didn't know who Lance Armstrong was. This got in the way. He lost connection with where he came from. He lost grounding. He forgot what made him. He forgot what it took, and he started cheating. Psychologically, I guarantee you, he didn't actually register that he was cheating, because he was bigger than the game. People like me. And when he got caught, he went straight into, and he couldn't manage chaos, and he went into, and now anyone heard of Lance Armstrong in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years? He's gone. Totally invisible. Another famous sportsman, a guy called Tiger Woods, did that. He did that. He was at the pinnacle of his sport. The #1 golfer in the world. He did things he shouldn't have been doing. He was putting where he shouldn't have been putting. All I'm going to say. Why? Because he lost connection with where he's at. Do you know how big that guy is? Because he's prepared to come back. And he's consistently trying to fight back. That takes courage. That takes huge courage. You know how many people would hold that against him? I'm like, anyone in this room never made a stupid mistake? Anyone never done something you freaking regretted? You see how many people in the world are so happy to hold people? Ooh, 10 years ago, you know what he did? But he's back. And you know what he's trying to negotiate? He's trying to negotiate through this. Because right now, this is the place he's playing in. He's not in a state of normality. Normality is I win tournaments. Right now, he's actually just trying to get through 18 holes and make sure that he can shoot a little bit better than he used to shoot. Golf. Sorry, Sita. Does that make sense? The question is, he has the talent. That's undoubtedly. Does he have the mindset, the being, and the EQ to become a world beater again? In 30 years, you guys are world beaters. Can you stay world beaters? Can you manage the change that's going to come? Can you manage the people that are coming after you? Because they are coming. Can you remember where you came from? Can you remain grounded? If you can, you will negotiate change and maintain your position of power. Thank you, Sita.
Yeah, guys, I can't hear you. Come on, can I get a big round of applause? Wow. Some thought-provoking questions, some thoughts there that leave us all actually thinking, right? Just looking where we are right there. I started a new job and I got there like a boss. Now I know why, mister. Thanks, Barry. Why weren't you there when I got hired? Wow, really, really great. But what we're hoping for is that this opens up your eyes, yeah? And then you take this info and then you go act in your business unit. You don't just store it. We don't want your mind to just be a library. You just keep storing the latest speakers' books. Yesterday we got the controllables. Today, we've now got our path to power. But you need to go back and empower your people in your business unit. And if you've done wrong, and the ego took over, you need to go back to invisible. But one more time together. Thank you. All right, Sito, we've had an amazing 2 days. And I think it's time we close off what has been such a beautiful, beautiful conference. Don't you think, guys? Don't you think? Yeah? Please look at the person on your right and say, what a conference. Yeah? Some of you look the wrong way. What a conference. That's what a conference. All right. Can I get my chairs on stage as we go ahead and close off this conference? But I'd like to call Sito to come join me on stage, Sito, so we can just have a few words regarding just what you thought and what you picked up. And also, maybe let's recap on this session that we've just had with Barry. Since you were not invisible to Barry, you know, and you were past chaos, you know, what stood out for you, Sito?
Sure. Barry, thank you so much. You never fail to not challenge. I think that's one of the gifts that you have, is to challenge and to kind of get us in thinking where we are and where we want to be going. I think for me, Lebs, while you're doing those chairs, since you asked me a question, then show me your butt.
I'm serving.
Oh, you're serving.
I'm serving. These are my dogs, you know, I'm serving. Yeah.
I'm seeing this thing. I think the thing that stood out is it's not going to be easy. And I think that's where we started these past 2 days. The reality is the next few months, the next few possibly years, as I was saying, is surprisingly not going to be easier than the past year. And we just need to get that into our minds. We need to prepare for that. and we need to decide what our attitude is in dealing with that. We can moan, we can complain, we can dislike every OPEX cut that's coming our way, we can fight against it, we can miss targets, we can be okay with missing targets, but we've got a choice to make. It is not going to be easy. And I think, Barry, what you've brought to us this afternoon, is really the challenge of what we're going to do with this.
All right, Tito.
Level.
I've got these 4 gentlemen here. We've practiced the song for months. Remember, you are our baritone. All right. Let me just get you guys to sit down. Please take a seat and face me. Thank you. Please go ahead and face me. Thank you. Yeah. Face me. And then please come and face me, sir. Thank you. All right. Sito, lovely conference for 2 days. And as our leaders are about to go back into their world, sometimes what happens is when reality kicks in, or as Barry would call it, when the pressure gets on, people resort back to normal behavior. And you forget 2 days of conference. There are 4 things Sito was going to talk about that we need to walk out of here with. If I can ask you, James, to just lie back. Just listen to me. Just move your chair in. Like that. Fantastic, make sure. All right. Fantastic. Sito, please tell me the 4 things that are very important.
So guys, there's 4 things just summarizing where we are. If you could just stick it up for me. We started with Beast talking about controlling the controllables. And if you were the rest of Vodacom SA, I would say this is my ask to you. But you're not the rest of Vodacom SA. You're the leadership team of Vodacom SA. And so I'm not asking you this. I'm quite frankly saying what I require from you is nothing short of controlling your controllables. It's not an ask. It's a demand. To control your controllables, number 1, to drive relentless execution. We don't get tired of doing the right thing. If we get it wrong, we'll get up and we'll do it again. And we'll execute. Like these guys here. That's going to be interesting. OSHA, health and safety, it wasn't me. Come on, relentless execution, baby. The second controlling of the controllables that we're going to do is this. We're not going to cease with our tireless love for the customer. And that's something. Because when Mascot says we're getting it wrong and we're failing them, we're going to meet again and again and again until we get it right. Because we've got this innate, tireless love for the customer. And Mascot hasn't complained, I was told, in the past few weeks. So well done, by the way, guys. But then number 3 is this level. This is getting dangerous. I'm getting scared. Number 3 is courageous leadership.